Today we are doing a resume review. An international student sent me their data analyst resume. They have good experience, they have the right degree, but their resume is getting rejected. And I'm going to show you exactly how a recruiter looks at your resume for exactly like 6 to 8 seconds. That is it, 6 seconds. They are not technical professionals out there. They are the HR of a company and they simply do Control F on the keywords like SQL, Python, Power BI, Tableau. They search for the skills and they check your years of experience. If things mentioned in the resume looks messy or confusing, you are getting a reject. And let's fix this together. Hi everyone, welcome back to Chandu's World. For privacy purposes, I have blurred out the personal details of the subscriber. Let's call him AV. AV is looking for a data analyst role and he has some good experience in India and a recent role in the US. But if a recruiter sees this document right now, it is going to get rejected and I'm going to break this down top to bottom exactly how a HR person reads it and I'll promise you by the end in this 10 minutes, you will want to rewrite your own resume as well. I'll be doing the resume review in this iPad, so let's get started. The very first thing a recruiter notices is not your skills. It's like whether they have a scroll bar or not. So basically, they check whether it has a second page. And let me give you a golden rule of the US job market. If you have less than 3 to 5 years of experience, your resume must exactly be one page. No exceptions. Recruiters do not have the time to flip to page two. If you cannot summarize your experience in one page, it means that you lack communication skills. And if you need to fix this, we'll do one thing. There are unnecessary spaces here. We can exclude that, and this space can be reduced as well. So all the contact information will be in one line that instantly gives you some space. Now let's talk about the ordering and let's talk about how he has arranged his sections. So right now AV has summary, technical skills, professional experience, projects, and then education and certification. But if you look closely, he has expected graduation day as May 2026 and whatever is your most recent experience or active status, you should present it at the top. If you have work experience that is the latest, you should present it here. And as your expected date of graduation is May 2026, I would suggest that you mention it here and do not hide the fact that you are currently doing your master's. And many companies specifically want to hire OPT or current students. So bring that education section at the top. Now let's look at the summary section. AV has written 5 lines of summary. It's good English, but again, nobody is reading a block of text like this because for someone who has less than 3 years of experience, keep your summary to 2 to 3 lines max. 3 lines is max, two is minimum. So be punchy. Like in this, you need to explain who are you and what can you do and what value do you bring to the company. But the most important part of this video is look at the technical skills. In this, Python is mentioned, SQL is mentioned, R is mentioned. But what I've seen in the resume is the R is mentioned here and it's not mentioned in the experience section, in the project section, not anywhere. So it's just like you are stuffing all the keywords just to get your resume shortlisted. The resume recruiter is not a technical person, so they basically do Ctrl+F to find keywords, whatever is given to them by the manager. And if they get keywords, but it should be mentioned in your professional experience as well. So I would say remove this if if you have not perfected it or used it in your professional experience. Now let's move to the professional experience. Visually, your resume needs to look balanced. AV has a recent data analyst role here in the USA. He gave it 3 bullet points. He has another role in India He has three more there, two more before that. I would say that I have a rule. I basically call it as a Chandu rule. And you always want your recent experience, and you are presently in the US, so I would say that add more number of points here. You can add one more point so that it emphasizes more on your recent experience, and whatever the recruiter is looking for, they will see your current recent experience. And now you have written amazing points as well. So how do you write those bullet points? You must use the star method or the what I use is action plus skill plus impact format. You don't just say that I have just validated stuff. You basically say that I orchestrated the creation of SQL Python script for data validation and transformation. This is actually a very well written point. Every single point on your resume needs to follow those patterns. And one thing that I've like seen is you have like added too many percentages. You can add other metrics as well. This metrics is good. This is good. You can add value-based metrics like you have saved certain amount like 100K plus something like that. It would be very useful for you because I have seen that you have inputted a lot of percentages in every line. So I would say that reduce that. And when I scroll to the project section, I saw a project called US Nursing Home. This this line is good, but what I've seen is you have written unreal numbers like 250%, 1178% of profitability search. Please stop doing this because if a recruiter or a hiring manager sees this number, they'll literally laugh at this because completely looks fake. It looks like you just used AI to sound that you have saved a lot. But I would say metrics are very important but the number should be realistic. I think 20% this is realistic, 100,000 layers is realistic. Saying you are improving reporting speed by 15% is believable, but saying you created 1,000% surge in profit, it is not really believable and it sounds fake. So I would say if you have cleaned 10,000 rows, include something like that, but don't add fake metrics. And finally, you cannot talk about a resume without talking about LinkedIn. And I cross-verified Avi's LinkedIn profile as well. I won't show it here, but I want to give you a strict warning. Your LinkedIn profile is a digital twin of yours. It must perfectly match your paper resume. If your resume says you worked at a Group from August 2024 to January 2026, and your LinkedIn experience section must say those exact same dates because I saw that he has mentioned August 2025. 26, and I think it's a mistake in the resume, so please correct that as well. And if recruiter sees a mismatch between your LinkedIn and your resume, they assume that you are faking your experience and they will move to the next candidate. AV actually has a great foundation. He has real technical skills, real internship, and good project ideas as well. If he deletes the fake metrics, cuts the summary down into 2 to 3 lines, removes the white spaces, and fits the entire resume in one page, his callback rate will double or triple maybe. And I would say don't let a bad piece of paper hide your true talent. If you want me to roast your resume in the next video, drop comment below with your biggest struggle right now. Hit that subscribe button. If this reality check helped you, I'll see you in the next video. This is CK Chandu Kongara signing off. But before signing off, you can send me your resume to my email mentioned below so that I can review your resume as well.